Hey everybody, welcome back. This is my Friday comic book challenge, what I'm thankful for. This is from Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, his weekly challenge. So I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring and show you some of the books that I'm thankful for. First of all, just let me say I'm thankful for everything that I have, just not comic books. Thankful for a roof over my head, my family, my job, my friends, everything. I look in the world today and I see all the turmoil, and it makes me feel pretty good that I'm in a pretty good spot in my life, and I'm able to have these books and just enjoy them, and yeah. So, all right. So let me get started. Okay. So the first book. Let me preface this by saying that when I was a young boy, the Spider-Man cartoon series that ran from 1967 to 71, and then later in syndication, that was probably the biggest influence in comics that I had. Um, I watched it probably from like 1974 up till whatever it was on the reruns. Um, it was thrilling to watch. I just love the Spider-Man cartoon. Spider-Man, in my opinion, has the greatest uh, villains. You have Doctor Octopus, Craven, Mysterio, Green Goblin, the Rhino, Vulture, Venom, who came later, um, Sandman. Yeah, they were all great. They're still great. But yeah, as a boy, I loved that show, and that was probably the biggest influence I had in getting into comics. Um, and as you'll see, it influenced the books that I buy then and now. So, all right, let's get started. All right, this first book I'm thankful for, um, Spider-Man #3. This is the first appearance of Dr. Octopus. He appeared in the Spider-Man cartoon, episode #1, I believe. Um, Doc Ock's my favorite villain. I mean, overall, he's not powerful really without his arms, but he's uh, super smart. And throughout the years, he's been a real pain in Spider-Man's side. Almost married to Aunt May, and um, switched bodies with him and everything. He's just my favorite for some reason. I don't know. He's just kind of I just don't know. I just like him. He's just my favorite. Um, John Romita did some of the best covers with Doc Ock, and yeah. So Spider-Man #3, first appearance of Doctor Octopus. Graded this. Well, I didn't grade it. CGC graded it a 5.0, which is I try to collect everything at least a 5 point or higher on these older books. Sometimes they get pretty pricey, but yeah. So Spider-Man #3. That's the first book. All right, now this next book, also as a kid, I would get the Whitman reprints of the Disney characters. They're pretty cheap. You could buy them in a bag. I think it was 3 for 70 cents or whatever it was back then. So that really, my imagination really took off reading these. Carl Barks is my favorite Disney artist. So I was fortunate enough to get Uncle Scrooge #60. This is 9.4. This is the story, The Phantom of Notre Duck. I don't know if you can see that. This glare is pretty bad. But yeah, so this is a great story. Features Uncle Scrooge, the nephews, and Donald and their adventures fighting the Phantom of Notre Duck. What I like about this cover, the reprint, they changed the background to, I think it was like white or something. The original issues, gold key issues, are blue, so they're really hard to get. Most of the ones that I've seen are really ticked up. But yeah, so I was lucky enough to get this book in a 9.4. It looks superb. Yeah. So Uncle Scrooge, he is a big part of my childhood, and it shows now. Um, and Carl Barks, he's known as the Duck Artist because he wrote the stories too, most of them. But yeah, can't go wrong with Uncle Scrooge. And this is a classic story that appeared in his title. A lot of the better stories appeared in four color, but this is one of the better ones. Um, yeah, I just love that. Look at that. You got the Phantom down there ringing the bell, and you got Uncle Scrooge and crew. They're just hanging on to the bell. Yeah, I just love it. That's Uncle Scrooge number 60, 9.4. All right. I have to explain this book a little bit. There's an origin to it. This is Marvel Team Up, number 41, Spider-Man and the Scarlet Witch. Look at that. Look at this book. So I was introduced to this book as probably 1975 when it came out. So we had a local store in my town called the Dime Store. You could go in and they had a bin full of comics. There were 3 comics wrapped in cellophane, and the covers were totally torn off. So there were 3 books. And this particular book was one of the books that I saw through the plastic in one of those packages. And it was great because you saw the Stan Lee Presents, and they gave the little story of Spider-Man and all that. And then you had the splash page with the names and the creators and everything. And I just loved that. And this is one of the books that was in there, and this caught my attention. And it took me 40-something years to get this book. So I've graded it a very fine plus. It's got a couple ticks. I could probably press it out a little bit. But yeah, this is Gil Kane art, Spider-Man. I'm not sure. Let's see. The Kane and... Man, I'm sorry, I can't. Atkins is the print or the inker. Yeah, this is a great story. This is like a 3-part story with Scarlet Witch. I think Vision was in the other part. Moondragon and Doctor Doom. Maybe it was a 4-parter. But yeah, this is great. Just look at Scarlet Witch's face. Look how evil she's looking there. I guess she's under the trance of Cotton Mather. That's the bad guy. So yeah, I've always loved this book. It's Marvel Team Up 21 from 1975, I do believe. Okay, now this is another good book. This is one of the first books of this series that I've purchased, and I fell in love with the storyline and the cover. It's Avengers 171, graded 9.8 by CGC. This is George Perez art, and you have Shards of Crystal Doom is the name of the story. It's an Ultron story. This is she's kind of going crazy. In this storyline, Ultron kidnaps Scarlet Witch and wants to transfer her mind into Jocasta, the bride of Ultron, who later joined the Avengers. And I'm not sure what happened to her now in Marvel Universe, but yeah, I just love this book for some reason. It's just, I guess it's the Ultron face. Look at that. Man, and you have all the characters in the background. You have Wonder Man and Vision, Captain America, Iron Man. They're all in, or Miss Marvel, all in pieces of glass there. Man, that was a great story. I had this off the newsstand, and yeah, I think I lost all my bucks. My dad burned them in a burn barrel. He got mad at me and did that. So I had to start over. But I've sold my collection once or twice over the years, so, but now I'm not selling anymore. All right, this next book, I love this series. I love the artist. I love the quirkiness of this series. This is Batman Family number 13. I graded it a near mint. This is a double-sized 60 center. It features Aparo, Jim Aparo. You have Batgirl. You have Robin. and the outsider, who was really the originally was Alfred the butler. But yeah, look at that. So this was kind of a weird series. So you have the Batgirl from the late '60s, and then also you had the other Silver Age Batgirl and Batwoman in this series. They kind of were in the continuity was so weird because you'd have like Earth 1 and Earth 2 or whatever it was, or I'm not even sure how they described it, but they all appeared in the same book: Batwoman, Batgirl, and the other Batgirl, and but they were fun. This is a good story. Oh yeah, Man Bat there also. Um, this series ran, I think, for 20 something issues, but it was fun. I liked it, and this is one that I bought off the rack originally. Like I say, not this copy, but this book. But I think I have almost a full run. But yeah, I just love the Batman family. Okay. Okay, here's another book with a little history. When I first started buying Fantastic Four, the storyline was when Luke Cage joined the Fantastic Four. This was 1976. So this is cover art by Rick Butler, and as you can see, the Thing in the back. Well, Ben's in the front, but this is kind of like a specter of the Ben's mind, kind of projecting that image. He had lost his powers at this time, so Luke Cage joined the Fantastic Four for a little bit, and this was like a 3-story arc, and it was one of my favorites. I don't. Your first books are always your favorite, I think, because it opens up your mind and all the wonderment and all that cool stuff. So, and Rich Buckler, he's obviously doing a Kirby imitation, but he had his own little style in there too, and I really enjoyed these books. But yeah, this is a CGC 9.8. I'm trying to get all the CGC 9.8s of all the first books that I read. It's kind of like as a museum piece and tribute to those books. Keep them in case and not tore up. So yeah, Fantastic Four 168. That's a great cover. All right, another book I'm thankful for. So this book is Defenders 36. This is 1976 also. Cover by Gil Kane. I actually used to own this artwork several years ago, and it didn't have the lettering or anything. It was just plain art at the time, and I wish I wouldn't have sold it. But you live and learn, and then you see the prices jump up, and then you go like, oh crap. But this features the new Red Guardian. What was cool about this storyline, it was like a 2 or 3 issue where Plant Man was there, and Power Man's in the other issue, and maybe in this one, I can't remember. But the cool thing about these 70s books, when you read a Marvel book and you skim through, they have like the preview pages of upcoming comics, and they would always have they had this book, and they had some Fantastic Fours, and they had some Spider-Mans. And as a kid, I would just eat that up. It's like, remember, there's no internet, there's no nothing. So that's your introduction to what's coming up. And I got really psyched about this book because I love the Hulk, especially the 70s Hulk, the way they drew him. They don't draw him now with the longer hair. It's all short. And he's just, this is a great. And every month I would look forward to the books that were shown in the ads and everything, and this is one of them. And it doesn't disappoint. This is a great book. Interior art is by Sal Buscema and Sal Buscema. Some of the stories are kind of corny, but overall they're very entertaining and well done. So yeah, Defenders 36. All right, another book that I'm thankful for, another Avengers book. I just love this book. Avengers 167. Look at this. You have the Guardians of the Galaxy, the original in my opinion, the best. This is one of those multi-story art books. Man, this George Perez, he was just hot in the 70s. His art was just great. It was more of a Marvel style, which I like. And look, you have the Guardians of the Galaxy, you have the Beast, you have Thor, you have the Vision, you have Captain America, you have Wanda, you have Iron Man, you have Starhawk, you have all these folks, and the interiors didn't disappoint either. It was a great book. Man, this is what I ate up as a kid. I love these crossover type books, and I just love these. All right, another book I'm thankful for. This has relations to the first book I showed. This is Amazing Spider-Man 157. Now, this is one of the first book I remember buying off the rack. This has a great John Romita Dr. Octopus cover, and it's still only 25 cents. This is a 3-story book. I think the first, I think it was 156, was, well, Hammerhead's in it. So it's Dr. Octopus, Hammerhead, and basically there's an explosion and they get transferred to like a different kind of universe where you can see them here in our universe, but they kind of appear ghost-like, so they thought they were ghosts and everything. But yeah, this is great. You can't go wrong with John Romita and Spider-Man. Like I say, Doc Ock's my favorite character. Yeah. So this is another book that I wanted in CGC 9.8, and I got it. Got it at a pretty good price too. So there you go, Spider-Man 157. All right, this is my last book, and this one means a lot to me. I'm very thankful that I got this years ago, and this is The Incredible Hulk 198. This features Man-Thing, and it's action all the way. It says Museum of the Mad. So this particular book was the first Hulk book I bought off the rack, 1976. Interior art by Sal Buscema. I think Joe Staton was the artist. He's my favorite inker on Buscema. But this was a two-parter. This is actually the second part of the two-part story. It features a great Man-Thing versus the Hulk fight. And basically this story is the Collector comes and he kidnaps all these characters, including the Hulk and the Man-Thing, and they're on his ship, and they kind of forced to fight. And of course, Man-Thing wins the fight. He just kind of pulls Hulk's head into his body, and he kind of loses oxygen and passes out. And then he turns back to Bruce Banner, and he's kind of wanders around the ship and sees all the different characters. But man, this is a great book. The first Hulk issue, I remember carrying this around. I remember my mom took us to a restaurant one night, and I brought this book. Yeah, and I actually owned the artwork to this years ago too. Wish I didn't sell it, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, so this is Hulk 198, first Hulk I bought off the rack. Man, it's such a great story. The great art, I still love it. It's Gil Kane art, inked by John Romita. Normally, I don't like Gil Kane art when it's not inked by a good inker. Now, when I say good, that's my opinion. But John Romita is the best inker for Gil Kane, I believe. I just don't like Kane's art by itself. But yeah, so look at that, man. Great, great. Especially to like a 8 or 9. I can't remember how old I was back then. 8 years old. This was great. I'm thankful to have this book. All right, there you have it. Hulk 198. All right. That's all I have for today. That's my challenge. I hope you guys watch. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to build up my membership to the channel. As you can see, I have a lot more books. I want to show more, maybe do some more videos. Um, Please come back. Um, Please give me some feedback on the books. I really like talking to you guys, and I like when you guys comment back. So, all right, there you have it. We'll talk to you next time. Um, be safe out there. Right now it's snowing here, so I have to go shovel snow in a little bit. I don't want to do it, but I got to. So, all right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.